Hello everyone, Austin Wallace here with AW Reviews, and it has been over 1 year since I made my last video. The reason for this is that I actually got rid of my 2011 F-150 I had back in September of 2021. So I've been without an F-150 for some time, and a lot has happened since then. Not only am I about to show you guys a new truck I've got, but I'm also about to show you this truck I got in a new location, as myself and my family have actually moved from Canada to Texas, Conroe, Texas to be specific. We're about 45 minutes north of Houston. We've been trying to move down here for the past 3 or so years, and we finally had the opportunity come true. And yeah, now we're officially moving down here, and I'm going to be going to college down here at Lone Star. So pretty pumped for that. But obviously once we got down here, we were in need of vehicles, and so I was in need of a truck, and so I ended up finding a pretty sweet deal on this sneak peek truck that I'm showing you the bumper of right now. And yeah, here it is. So this is my new ride. It is a 2016 F-150 XLT Sport Package, and on top of the Sport Package it is actually a Texas Edition truck. Texas editions are known all throughout Texas and have actually been being manufactured for years, not only in Ford packages but also in other brands like Toyota, what else, not Dodge, but Chevy, GM, all the rest have Texas edition trucks, and they usually have certain features or add-ons. On my truck and on other F-150s, it's usually things like upgraded shocks, FX4 shocks, chrome exhaust tip, obviously the Texas Edition badge. That's basically all it gives you. So basically just some nice little add-ons that'll save you money in the long run. But yeah, like I said, it's 2016. It only has 75,000 miles on it. So from all my Canadian viewers, that's only 121,000 kilometers roughly. So it's the lowest kilometer vehicle I've owned. It's actually a full 100,000 kilometers less than my 2011 had, so that's a lot newer vehicle for me, for sure. But yeah, like I said, not only is the truck new, but we are living in Texas now, so it is extremely hot. And yes, I ended up finding this truck for a good deal. I do love the black, however, in terms of the climate in this area, it's not the greatest color, as it does get hotter much quicker due to it being dark, but it still looks pretty badass, so I'll take it. But yeah, so the purpose of today's video is just going to be kind of a quick little review. As you can see here, the one thing this truck doesn't have compared to my last 2011 was some of the aftermarket goodies. This truck doesn't have a lift kit, doesn't have rims or tires on, everything stock on it. The only thing I've done so far cosmetically are I have replaced the third brake lights and the license plate bulbs, and I've switched those out to Sylvania LED bright white lights, and that was like a total of $20. And then the only other thing I've done is I have actually replaced the antenna with a 50 caliber bullet antenna that I bought from a Texan truck store here. So other than that, and I guess, sorry, the only other thing I did was I also installed WeatherTech floor mats that I actually found used. It's funny that it says they're used, but they are actually brand new. The previous owner of these floor mats only used them for less than 3 months, so I shined them up and they literally look brand new. But other than that, the truck is completely stock. Like I said, it just has the stock tires on it, so one of the first mods I'm going to be doing probably in the next month or so is I'm basically going to turn it into my 2011 F-150 I had. I'm going to put roughly 33 or 34 inch tires on, a 2.5 inch leveling kit, and that's basically all I'm looking to do. So yeah, like I said, just the purpose of today's video, just going to be a quick little walk around. Obviously, once I start doing a lot more of my mods, I'm going to be uploading a lot more content to my channel. And I'm just going to be uploading a lot more content in general, just because obviously I do have this F-150 now, and you know, I'm going to be putting a lot more videos up now that I actually have a truck to film again. So, but yeah, without further ado, we can get into it here. I'll give you a quick wrap-around view of the truck here. So I'm currently missing my front license plate just because we just got the truck here. So in Texas you have to have a rear and front plate, and so I just have the rear plate right now. It's called a Texas buyer's plate, so it's a temporary plate. My plate should be coming within a week or two. Just front there. So with this sport package, it just gives you the standard gunmetal gray F-150 18-inch sport rims with wheel locks, and right now I'm just running the standard Michelin tires. Like I said, they are quite small, so I'm definitely going to be getting bigger ones for sure. This truck has the 302A package, so with that gives you turn signals on the mirrors, and basically every single feature my 2011 had except for leather, which down here in Texas and already being a black truck, I think that not having leather is kind of a bonus, as this truck already gets hot enough due to the color. Another nice feature in this truck that came with the truck when I bought it is it actually already has a tonneau cover installed. It's a Lund tonneau cover. It's actually kind of like a leather fabric hybrid material. It's made to withstand a lot more sunlight, which is obviously perfect for down here. Sport badge there. It's got the rear sliding window. I actually like the new rear sliding window on these aluminum body F-150s due to it being more like a ghosted out look. It doesn't have the bars like my old one did. They just really refined the look and made it look a lot nicer. And then with that Texas Edition package, it gives you the huge exhaust tip. This exhaust tip is actually bigger than the one that I had on my 11 F-150, and that was aftermarket tip, so pretty impressive. Here's the back here, and there's your Texas Edition badge on the left, and then with that it gives you a Longhorn badge on the right. So just some nice features there. And in the sunlight and at night, the shadow black paint color looks pretty nice. Really liking the color. Let's take a look at the interior here. Again, with this package, it gives you the keyless entry, just like my 2011 had. This one actually works a lot better. My 2011 keyless entry sometimes had some issues, but this one seems to be working really good so far. Inside here, I really like the new interior design of this gen of the F-150s, and just the whole entire aluminum body design in general. I think they really stepped it up in terms of interior quality. You have a lot more soft touch materials. You know, the common thing in my old generation of F-150s was, since it had such hard plastics, owners would get what's called the raw elbow. You'd rest your elbow here for a long drive and it would actually start rubbing the skin off because the plastics were so cheap. But these ones seem to be a lot better. Some carbon fiber inserts. Here's the interior there. Yeah, I have full power seating there. Black sport cloth interior. For cloth seats, they're actually really nice. Like I said, they're basically just one step below the leather material. Full leather wrap steering wheel. I apologize if it's hard to see. I currently have sunshade in right now to keep my dash and the inside a little bit cooler. And one thing I do love about the new design of these F-150s is the size of these center consoles. They are ridiculous. They're actually almost double the width of the old center console in my old truck. It's quite crazy how much wider these trucks have gotten. But full leather wrapped center console, which is really nice. And these consoles are so big that they're actually designed with ridges and can be used as a filing cabinet, which is pretty crazy to think about. I don't really have a whole lot in there. That's really all the stuff I need, but still quite cool. And again, just the whole entire new leather shifters and everything Ford had used, during this 2016 model year and through to 2020, just really made it look nice, and the shifter is a lot better than the old one in my old truck was. And then again, with this package, it gives you the 8.2-inch touchscreen display with Sync 3. With that comes your Sony sound system, so you'll have the center channel, the tweeters in the pillars here, which are a little hard to see because, yeah, they're behind there basically. Then obviously you have your digital display there, not fully digital, but just a little 4.2-inch digital display there. So that's the front. There's the WeatherTech mats I got. Again, couldn't even tell that they're used. And like my 2011, this was a one owner vehicle, and these back seats were actually never sat in before, so they look brand new. Have AC in the rear seats, which is really nice for in Texas. And then again, Ford's kind of known feature is how much room they have in their cabs once the rear seats are flipped up, and like my old truck, there's no shortage of room back here. What's nice is that what my old truck didn't have was this nice kind of wall here. It kind of separates your actual floor from under the seats here, and you can have a nice storage area. I usually keep the rolled up sunshade in here. I can keep fishing rods in here, kind of anything I want, so kind of a nice protection wall there. Yeah, that's basically the exterior and interior review. And now, if you've been paying attention when I was kind of showing you guys the outside, you may or may not have seen a badge that probably piqued your interest. And that badge says EcoBoost. And I know what you're gonna say. Why does this truck have an EcoBoost engine in it? Well, and you're also probably gonna say, why did you get an EcoBoost when you had a 5-liter V8? In which, hey, you're right, I loved the sound of that 5-liter V8. I loved the power. However, ever since I had that engine and I found out that myself and my family were going to be moving down here, I started doing quite in-depth research into all the new engines in Ford's 2015 and up lineup for these trucks. And the engine that really piqued my interest, and an engine that I've been doing the most research on within the last 2 years, is actually the baby brother of the Ford engine lineup, and that's the 2.7-liter EcoBoost. So that's actually the engine that I ended up choosing, and that's the engine that this truck has. And the reason I like this engine so much is that not only is it Ford's most reliable engine they make, it's actually their most fuel efficient engine they make as well. The EPA ratings are some of the craziest numbers you'll ever see for a full-size pickup truck. We're talking 18 city up to 26 on the highway and a combined of 22 miles per gallon, which is what most mid-size SUVs get. And so far I've had this truck for just over 2 weeks, and those EPA ratings are so far true. Driving around town, I don't drive exactly super lightly, I drive with a decently heavy foot. I've been getting 19.7 miles per gallon, and I'm not even driving it like an old man. So that's pretty insane gas mileage wise. That's going to save me and anyone else who has this engine a ton of money in the long run. So that was one of the reasons. And like I said, going back to that reliability factor, these 2.7-liter EcoBoosts have been known for their reliability just due to some of the technology that's actually in the engine. Most of you, when you think EcoBoost, you think the 3.5-liter EcoBoost, which actually, in comparison with this engine, they share absolutely no parts whatsoever. So with this engine, it's not really known for having any issues, whereas the 3.5 has phaser issues, VCT issues, and a long list of other problems, where the 2.7-liter doesn't really have any of those at all. And just really cool technology in this engine. You have a compacted graphite block, which is the same material block that the diesel 6.7 liter Power Strokes use. You have water-cooled exhaust manifolds, meaning that the turbos in this truck are actually bolted onto the head, which means that there is almost zero turbo lag with this engine at all. And since they are bolted to the head, you can have water-cooled exhaust manifolds, meaning that your turbos can be cooled off at a way slower rate after each engine cycle. And basically what that means is that you're gonna have a longer turbo lifespan. I know some people who have 3.5 EcoBoost and their turbos are going out at around 90 or 100,000 miles. Whereas I've seen owners with 2.7 EcoBoost who have over 250,000 miles and are still on original turbos because of that technology. So, you know, props to Ford for that, and I'm not really sure why they don't incorporate that technology into the 3.5s, but that is a reason that I was shifted towards this engine. But yeah, that's basically the logistics of it. And so far, like I said, I've had this truck for just over a week now, almost 2 weeks, and I'll have to tell you, if I were to put this truck up against my 5.0 in a race, this truck would take that 5.0 by around 3 truck lengths. This is a very, very, very fast truck. I'm not sure the actual 0 to 60 time. That's probably a video I'm going to be doing in the future. But I'm guessing it's 0 to 60 in just around 6 seconds, if not less. It's a very, very quick truck, extremely quick off the line. And then that 20 to 50 mile an hour range is also very fast, because that's when the full boost kicks in. And like I said, it's so fast, and yet it gets amazing gas mileage, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. And like I mentioned before, it's quite crazy that Ford was able to put such a small displacement engine in a full-size pickup truck and have numbers come out of it like that are so good. But yeah, to end this video off, I think I'll just pop the hood and give you guys a sneak peek of what the motor actually looks like. Pop this open here. This motor, it's actually quite unique the way they designed it. You can actually see the turbos quite well. So this is it. That is the 2.7 liter EcoBoost. So obviously what you see on top is a cover. Most of the upper components of this engine have everything to do from obviously cooling to fuel injection to electrical components, as it is a very complex engine. But yeah, so you have turbo number 1 down there. This is your water-cooled manifold hose here. Turbo number 2 down there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, if I were to take the cover off, it would be a more in-depth review of what actually is under there. But this is basically the gist of it. Go ahead and close this up here. Basically, the purpose of this video was to also explain how now that I do have this new F-150, I'm going to be uploading loads more content to the channel. Basically awakening the dead. I don't know if I was ever going to be going back to this channel. But hey, like I said, I plan to do a lot to this truck. I still want to do the lift, the tires, maybe some other little cosmetic stuff. But yeah, so either way, I'm just glad to be back, and stay tuned for lots more to come. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.